All right, this is gonna be really quick and super easy, but you have to pay attention to what you're doing, because what are we doing? We're smoking this fish. Look, it's a fish. It's a tuna, it's just a little albacore. This is the white meat, pretty dense, but tons of oil. When you're smoking fish, you want to choose fish that are pretty oily because they're going to not be like a cracker. Nobody really wants a fish flavored crackers, even those goldfish things are not fish flavored crackers. But what you're paying attention to is the temperature, which we got on our hand here. I built this fire about an hour ago, and I built it in the indirect box. Ta-da! There it is, it's in there. So you want to get your fire in there and close it. Make sure that this is closed, because all you're doing is creating a smoking pit where you have an ambient temperature that you want to keep around 200 degrees for doing this. I don't know what that beeping thing is, but it's driving me fucking nuts. Anyway, so once you've got your fire going and you've built your temperature, then you can actually add your wood. You can use cherry, pear, peach, orange, any kind of wood. I'm just using hickory on here. I don't want a really heavy smoky flavor, and hickory is going to work well with the mesquite that I'm using anyway. So what you do is, once your fire is already going, and you don't want a lot, you just want enough to where they're gonna smoke. These things are dry as balls, so they're gonna smoke really heavily. Keep those handy because you're gonna need more. And then the fish, we're just gonna open like that and lay underneath the, what do you call that? Spout, the smoke spout, the chimney. So you can already see how much smoke you're getting. Close that and then wait. For fish that small, I'm gonna say like 3-4 hours at 200, you'll really get a nice smoke. What you do before you put the fish in the smoker is marinate it. Now you're gonna see all kinds of brine recipes and different ways to dry rub it or da-da-da. All I do is the juice of 2 lemons, a little bit of tequila, vodka, whatever, anything right on the flesh to actually open up make it porous, give it some porosity. And then equal parts of brown sugar and salt. A little bit of chili, and then put the fish back together, of course after you've taken all the bones and everything out of it, and let it sit for a day. Anything over 3 hours is cool. You're gonna get a really nice texture, and you're opening up the pores of the fish so that they actually accept the smoke. So in a few hours we'll pull this thing off and show you what we do with it. Bye. Hey, look at that, smoke everywhere. That's what you're shooting for. Okay, bye. All right. So this was in here about 2.5 hours. It never got below 200 until just now. It's right at 200. It's dark out here, sorry. Used all of the coals and all of the smoking wood. You'll have a remainder fire here if you want to roast marshmallows or whatever the hell, I don't know. Stick your hands in there. Then we've got the fish. We're gonna put it in here and bring it over. It's not hot, you can just grab it and touch it. Everybody's happy there. You want to be able to have some squishiness to it. You can pull it right off of the skin. Leave the skin on when you smoke it too. But then you've got this nice, tender, happy, flavorful mix of wonderfulness. We're just gonna throw it right in here. I brought everything out so you get it. This is really simple. It's some basil, red onion, like a tiny piece of jalapeno, and some capers. Just let that hang out and then mix your tuna into it. Did I say tomato? Tomato in there too. Anyway, the thing that we're gonna finish it with is called the grabiche. If you have a boiled egg and a cheese grater, if you have a microplane, that's even better, but I don't have one here. Everybody should have a box grater at home. Use the little side, and you just grate the egg into it. All of it. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 and you get this. Do, 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 do. And that's good enough. Bang that out. Okay. Lemon juice that you pulled off the tree again. Most of it on the table. Beautiful thing about working outside, just throw shit in the yard. All right. Got most of that in my eye. Oh God, I'm gonna die. Okay. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt. Olive oil. Now, if you have some really nice olive oil around, use that. If you don't, this is fine too. But if you don't have olive oil, skip it. I'd rather have no oil in there than some nasty, not nasty, but really neutral oil that's just gonna make it flop around and not be happy. All right, like that. Take some of your schmutz over here. And I just toasted and smeared a bagel with the cream cheese, because cream cheese is delicious. Just pile it right on. Da, da, da. I love sprouts. And then just a little blop of that. That's whole parsley, red onion, and some capers. There's capers in this twice, but they'll taste different with the combination of things. And then because I love sprouts, just a little pile of sprouts on there. You'll get a crunch and a tang to this that'll really round out the flavor of the fish. The flavor of the fish is oily, salty, happy, a little sweetness in there because I didn't rinse it after I brined it, or the combination of salt, sugar, and lemon juice that I used yesterday, so it would sit, technically would be brining it. You're denaturing the protein of it, but that's it. It's really easy, and it takes 3 hours. Okay, prep time to get it ready to go into the smoker takes a day, but of total prep time is however long it takes you to find the sugar, really. Anyway, so that's that. I'm done.